So a few quick tips on how we work on this process of dropping into the slot. So before we do that, I'm going to have you play over and over again here, a couple times anyway, an animation of Roger doing this, so you just get a sense of this whole dynamic that is underway with this dropping into the slot. Once you've done that, then the first exercise, the first quick tip, is just shadow swings. You don't have to do it on the court, you could do it at home, where you're just having that image of what Federer is doing with his whole body and the racket at the same time, and the rhythm and counter rhythm of this coil and uncoiling action. Okay? You can do that every night, 5 or 10 minutes. Then go back and look at the video. Okay, how does it look? You can take a look in the mirror while you're doing it. So the next quick tip is a series of drop hits, both for a high slot and a low slot. Let's just talk about the low slot. So just like in the last lesson where we were talking about the swing action, and I had people do the drop hits just starting from the dynamic slot and just getting their power, you know, with this short swinging action. Now we add another piece, but we don't add everything. We don't add all the preliminaries, and we don't add the follow through. We start with the separation of the hands with the drop hit, okay? And then we start to just work on this smooth drop into the elevator and smooth curl around of the racket. You do 25 of those. Drop hit, somebody can drop them to you, whatever. You should do 25 more with a high slot action. That means tossing the ball up sooner and a quicker drop and a higher drop slot position, and then committing to a shot that creates topspin the way we want it. And both of these drop hit exercises, it's important to do one thing, is you hit to the right side of the court, not the left. Remember, the number one problem that we're trying to fix is this sort of sweeping around action that pulls the ball left all the time. And you can see it immediately when you go out on the tennis court. You know, 80% of the players are pulling and hooking left and ducking the ball into the net to the left. Hardly any mistakes off to the right. It's because of this hook around sweeping action. So we want to hit to the ad side of the court if we're here on a right-hander, the way we're looking at it, to the right side if I'm a right-hander, not the left side. That way, that's going to help ensure this inside-out action that we want. Now the third drop hit exercise, and this is something they do in baseball as well, and you can see we have a baseball stand here, is instead of having the batter stand far away from the plate like you normally do and, you know, drive and then hit the ball in that action, in order to correct this sweeping action, they'll have the batter stand much closer. So now it's not so easy to hit that ball to the right side, and you can't really do it with a sweeping action. So we can do the same thing in tennis. We can stand closer with our drop hits. And so we're really working on a compact stroke to create that efficient action over the net to the right side. Now, how do we really know that we're doing this right? Well, besides taking a look at the mirror and maybe somebody videoing you, of course, it's the direction and the topspin you're getting on the ball. You're hitting effective shots with good topspin to the right side of the court, you're in the ballpark to start off with. If you're still pulling left, you're not doing it right. Still hitting it to the net left, you're not doing it right. So obviously the results tell us a lot. But there's also a feel aspect to this that should be brought into account. So in the martial arts, they say, hit with your body, not with your hand. Now, what do they mean by that? Well, basically, if you're just punching or hitting with your hand and your arm in a sort of action sort of like this, you can only get so much power. That's hitting with your hand. But in boxing and other martial arts, we need to hit with our body, so we need to engage the slower action of our knees, our hips, and this pelvic turn, and engage the whole body so that when we make contact, either on a hit or with a tennis ball, we feel like the action is coming from our core, that we're hitting with our body, not with our hand.